defenders have been given. Like,
am I live? Of course I'm live. People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Obviously, if you're over here in the United Kingdom, good morning. Anywhere else, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. First things first, appreciative to everybody that's locked in to talk Arsenal and everything else with me. First things first, I appreciate all the support you lot have given me throughout the year. And, you know, obviously, we haven't hit 50K, but I can't lie, it's been a fantastic year. We've got close to 40, we've got close to 50K. We've improved on last year. We've made some couple paid opportunities happen. You know, we've created another platform in Twitch where we've got another bit of content. Make sure you're supporting on Twitch and following. And it's just been a good year for me. And I know I don't really feel comfortable saying that because it's a tough year with what's going on, but it's been a good year for me. And without you, like, it wouldn't have been possible. So Happy New Year in advance, festive greetings and all of that good stuff, people. Thank you very much for your support. And hopefully this time next year, we can keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I appreciate everybody. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and all of those things. You know, a couple of you are on me. Wait, is that DG merch? Man said DG merch. Hey, I know some of you got Christmas money. Nightbot, take them away, man. You know, get your DG merch. Again, it ain't, you know, good looks are sold separately, but you get me, you could be somewhat there. For the haters, you can't be DG, but your baby mum would appreciate if you get a top. She might even wear it for you. Be a bit weird if she's wearing that for you and you're thinking of, man, as you're doing the birds and the bees, but nonetheless, cop the thing. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. And again, happy New Year's in advance. Again, death, taxes, and Sharky being the first to comment in my live streams are what happens in life. And I appreciate that. Once again, you know, on my channel, I like to think of us as football purists. While I might be an Arsenal fan, you might be a Sunderland fan. We're fans of the game first, the clubs second. So I appreciate your support. And like everyone's, Clement, morning, Sharky, HD, DG, and the DG Nation on the last day of 2021. It's been a pleasure to get to know DG and the DG Nation through YouTube and Twitter and talking about football and live streams. Bloody hell, stop cutting onions. Everyone be safe and healthy for the rest of 2021 and in 2022 as we continue to march to 50K on YouTube and 10K on Twitch. Come on, my guy. I appreciate everyone who is at my that supports me on Twitch. Make sure you're following, subscribing on that. We've got around 3,000. We did a watch along yesterday for Man United. You know, we was live today at 10 a.m. So yeah, I had Mo. I've rescheduled, you know, again, I told you that I'd re-upload it the next day. My video with Mo is going to come out after this. So yeah, we spoke about, if you was there, you saw it in it, and it's still technically on my Twitch, but we spoke about Arteta, Aubameyang, you know, all Arsenal stuff. And towards the end, we even spoke about, you know, just the fact that he's Muslim celebrating Christmas. And, you know, again, you know, you've seen what's happened with Mo Salah in it. I don't want to ruin anything. Just go and take it in. Again, The Athletic has given an article and ESPN have spoken. Clearly, Arsenal are being linked with strikers. At this moment in time, I'm feeling the Darwin Núñez hype a bit because he might be a bit easy. I mean, if you could bring me Gonalves, I hope that's how you say his name, Pedro Gonalves, who's not a striker, and obviously my man, I'll be cool with that. But yeah, man, Gonalves is a player I like a lot, man. I really like, and he's technically been at Wolves. It didn't bang for him at Wolves at all. Again, he can play in a couple of positions. This Gonalves, brother, he can play as a cam. He can play out wide. He's been capped twice by Portugal. You know, obviously, if you've been paying attention to the Champions League, he's been involved in 6 goals in 4 games. You know, 4 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. Obviously, you know, he's 23. So there's a lot of development to do, but I like him a lot, man. And if you're I'm not a religious watcher of Portuguese league, but if you're looking over there, Pedro Gonalves is a player we should be looking at. Ironically, he's been in England before. He's played for Wolves. He's played for Valencia. He's been at Braga. He's got quite the experience, people, you know. I like him a lot from what I can see. And again, he's even played as a false 9. You know, I think he's got a lot of potential. I think he's got potential to play as a cam. I think he can move deeper in midfield and he can be used as an inverted winger / playmaker. I like him a lot. And obviously he's 23. I think Pedro Gonalves is a player to have a look at personally. He's got nothing to do with the striking thing, but I just think he's a player that I would personally like at Arsenal Football Club. Whether that can happen is another thing, but I do think Arsenal, or specifically Edu and Arteta, if they haven't, and I can't tell them anything, should have a look at that individual, in my opinion. Should sign Pedro Gonçalves. You know, Pedro Gonçalves, Kone of Gladbach. You know, they would be two good signings. They're probably not. Well, Pedro Gonçalves more so than Kone. Kone is probably not what we need right now, but the potential is there to be good. If money wasn't an object for me, I'd bring in Karim Adeyemi, Tuchemani of Monaco. I've wanted him since he's at Bordeaux, and we'll take and Aouar. That would be it for me, really. French Revolution, with the exception of the German, but it is what it is, people. That's just, you know, if money wasn't a thing, where money actually is a thing, isn't it, people? So yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Don't know quite why I've got a timestamp already for something I haven't said, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Make sure you're checking out the pin message and you're hitting the like button. Let's get towards 100 likes, people. What the hell? Arsenal. To sign. Sorry, people. YouTube's fucking with my title. Here we have it. Everything's cushy again. Everything's cushy again. We go again. Everything's cool. Everything's blessed. We go again now. What are you lot saying? My doggy DG, well, go on, family. I'm there, Omri, man. I hope you're doing well and safe, and I hope everyone is, man. Hope everyone's good, man. She might, though, right? This guy. For real, what a way to end. I can't. I love DG. Come on, man. The year. It's, you know, it's a good way, but we keep pushing. We've also been linked to Douglas Luiz of Villa. Apparently, Arteta is keen on him with his contract running out. Is that true? You know, I haven't seen that. When's his contract up? 2023. So he might keep it moving in the summer. I like him a lot. You know, again, he was doing his thing on loan from City. The one time I really personally started to take Douglas Luiz in, I'm sure he went on loan before he's gone to Villa now, but there was a Toulon tournament and he played quite well. You know, Douglas Luiz is quite, you know, he's deceivingly progressive for the role he plays as well. And you saw it ironically at the Emirates, bro. You know, again, Lacazette, like you always see, Lacazette typically presses the 6 or the most progressive 8. He came off in the second half. Lo and behold, Douglas Luiz gets further up the field, and ultimately that leads to the goal we conceded at Villa. I like him a lot. Brazil biased, 23 years of age, probably cross paths with him at Arteta at Aston Villa. Man said Aston Villa at Man City. Yeah, man. I don't think he's not necessarily what we need, you know, again, because he's not that creative 8, but I would take him definitely, you know, and he's someone that's got a lot of admirers. Every couple of what's the word? Every couple of months, he's linked with a move back to City. So it could be something, my guy. It could be something to take in. Transfer news, Douglas Luiz. We're gonna go through a lot of this stuff in a second, people. Douglas Luiz. Just call him Luiz Links, man. That was crazy. But you lot make the content. And that's what I love, man. Big up DG. Wish you the best. Wish you all the best, man. I can't lie to you. I want 50K. Like, again, I've done a lot this year, but I didn't achieve 50,000 subscribers, and that's all I can see. Like, that is all I can see. Like, and it's a failure for me. So we go again. We go hard. We do a thing. It's been a good year. It's been a testing year. You know, you don't see it, but like everyone, I'm human. Admittedly, last year was a good year, but there's been times that honestly, like, we're talking about football, my head's not there because there's stuff going on in real life, but you got me through it, man. Appreciate it. You know, there's been times you lot have carried me through, man. I appreciate that. I don't really want Isak. I can't lie. The guy has 5 goals and assists in La Liga this season. Crazy. That's a bit harsh, but crazy. Morning DG, spoken on the Lukaku drama. Yeah, I will re-upload it today. But again, if you're following me on Twitch, you can go and check that out. We spoke about what happened to Cancelo, Lukaku, and other things, man. Is what it is. I'm pretty skeptical about the whole striker linking thing the media is on. Broski, I'm skeptical because there's a variety of reasons, whether it's January, whether it's money, whether it's finances, whether it's the age-old Arsenal thing is, as much as there's scope for a striker, Is it realistic to expect a striker to come in while there's so much speculation over a lot of players, let alone strikers? Short, medium, and long term, there's not a striker at this football club whose future's confirmed. We know what it is with Lacazette. Cool. You're going to be our captain. You know Lacazette's professional. It is what it is. Beyond this season, it's looking like he's keeping it moving. Aubameyang, it looks like he's got a year left on his deal anyways. It looks like his time is up. Balogun, short. Again, it remains to be seen if he's good enough to have a long-term future here. Or and we don't know how he's going to be used in the medium term. In the short term, probably needs to go on loan. Can you really let him go on loan now with Aubameyang going off to AFCON, with speculation? You know, again, if offers are placed for Lacazette, we've got a decision to make. What if Lacazette wants to leave in January because he thinks this is too good to be true? I don't think that's the case, but these are things to consider. Eddie and Nketiah, again, the contract is running out. So without sorting these things out, and on top of people knowing we need a striker anyways, and on top of January being difficult to do business, like you look at Fiorentina, they're fighting for the Champions League. You know, Lille might be a slightly more open to selling Jonathan David because it looks like he's on leaving. But would they really let Ikone, Botman, Ikone's gone to Fiorentina, Botman, he looks like he's going to Newcastle, and Sanchez all leave, as well as Jonathan David mid-season, where technically they probably won't do it, but they're defending their league title? It's very difficult, and you're going to have to overpay. And everybody knows Arsenal needs a striker. So these are things to really consider. So I don't know what to make of the strikers link. I think we need a striker as much as we need a number 8. Personally, I would go for a number 8 in January, because it's not that we don't need strikers. It's just, if I was Arteta, I would be happier to work with, in theory, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Martinelli, all them attacking options in terms of finding how we can score goals. We might come up short, but I think we could have more luck doing that than our centre mids. Respectfully, Xhaka does his thing, but we all know that one's there is always on knife edge. Partey's a bit of a conundrum as well. El Nene's not going to be here past this season. Lokonga is still developing and is a talent, but probably doesn't have the strengths to do what Xhaka does. And that's the specific role I want replaced. Not that Xhaka's been bad. I just think we could upgrade on that. And I just feel long-term we need that. So, yeah, man, I'm skeptical on the strikers links, but I could see it. We've been linked with Bruno Guimaraes, where midfield is concerned once again as well, folks. In fact, Bruno Guimaraes. Where's my Twitter account? Because we've been linked with him again. But again, you know, you've got to be very wary, because people know Arsenal need a centre mid and a striker. It's silly season anyways, where you can just link man with anybody. So we need to, obviously, you got to take a lot of these with a pinch of salt per se. But yeah, man, like I'm on it. Like, I don't think unless you do the scouting thing and you find that Jonathan David, you move for him when he's in Belgium, you find Isak where was he when he was in Sweden? Unless you find the Lewandowski when he was in Poland. If you're doing that sort of stuff in Jan, then I'm on it. I would like a household name, but again, you know, we probably need a lot for them things there to fly, really. He starts, you know. That's not how you spell his name, guy's name. Sorry, folks. Just making another timestamp. It's timestamp. We have that. So yeah, it's an interesting one, really and truly, man. Want a striker who will score and create? Give me a Giroud type striker with more pace. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Respectfully, I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's a good player, but I think you got to throw a bit more of respect on Giroud's name. The only similarity they've got is that they're 6 foot plus. Giroud defo had more link-up play and them things there to his game than Calvert-Lewin. His link-up plays better, probably even in the air, but Giroud, you know, I'm going to be a bit biased and say Giroud's better. I mean, I would take Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You know, it wouldn't be my first choice because we will stop crossing to him, but why not, man? We've been linked with him and Watkins. They wouldn't be my first choices, but are Arsenal at this moment in time in a position where we can get and grab first choices and all of these things? You know, I like Watkins, but again, we probably have to consider that if we're going for these guys, we might need to give them scope to develop, and they might not hit the ground running, and we might not see a proper goal scorer unless you're gonna, you know, the hardest thing to do in today's day and age is probably to keep clean sheets and score goals. There's a real shortage of quality centre halves, widespread, and quality strikers, really and truly, you know. respectfully, I'm not saying Ben White isn't 50 million, but 50 million based on one season, this is the territory. Any striker that has one purple patch, everybody wants them. And, you know, Vlahovic isn't that, but, you know, because he's done it for 2 years. But the case remains, can he continue to keep doing that? We've seen Piontek's doing well, but we've seen him with that. Schrick's still doing his thing over in Germany, but he's been guilty of that. Jovic has done that. It's difficult. You know, I don't know. I think we need two strikers. I would like us to find someone that ideally could do what Aubameyang and Lacazette could do combined. But I would like someone that, you know, you get a goal scorer, and then can we get someone that's a bit different? Can you get a Giroud in the squad? Or I would say, can you find a little Lacazette sort of guy? Ideally, who could score goals as well, because I think we need two, but we're not going to bring in two sizable strikers. Maybe one household name, whether that's, you know, the most elite names we've been linked with, or the standard Premier League guys, and you do scouts do their jobs. And again, I'm always going to advocate for Project Martinelli through the middle as well. A lot of people only rate Isak because of that one run he did in the Euros versus Spain. Brother, it's brazy. I feel with Isak, Arsenal fans are doing what they do, where we get linked with a guy and we just start gassing them, and we move like they're the only player, and we start putting them on a level they're not, which isn't a bad thing. He's a good player, but then we'll be disappointed. When we was linked with Szoboszlai, we started doing that. When Partey signed, we started doing that. Buendia, we started doing that. Lokonga, even the Bear fans didn't know nothing about him. They started doing that. Guimaraes now for a sizable fee, and try Kessié and Zachariah for free in the summer. I'd only go for one of the two. I'll go for both, and one of the two can sign. Ideally, Kessié in the summer, an hour for a small fee due to 1 year in his contract. Ainsley Maitland-Niles will move along with El Nene, and Xhaka can keep it moving. I think we'll keep Xhaka for another year at least. Ainsley's probably gone, which he's going on loan. El Nene won't be a thing. So you're right, though, man. We do need some surgery, man. Isak is a way better player. Both Watkins and Isak shouldn't be our first choice options either. I think Isak should be one for consideration. I'd probably pass on Watkins. You can come for the squad, though. But we need goals, man. You see what Spurs, Spurs, they lost Bale and that Vinicius brother. They might not have been main guys last season, but they lost 21 goals. You look at Kane stopping scoring, and obviously Son at a point, they're struggling. You know, we've lost Aubameyang's goals. Lacazette's never historically been a good goal scorer like that. Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, they're doing their thing in terms of productivity, but, you know, they're still defining themselves in the game. They're going to go, everyone is going to. Aubameyang, Kane, Vardy, they've all gone through droughts. But again, the level of consistency over 38 games is probably unrealistic to expect them players to show out for it. They're going to have moments. The hardest thing's going to do is to replace goals. Probably have to overpay. Probably have to take a risk, really and truly. You know, unpopular opinion, move Martinelli up front and find a replace Alexis Sanchez sort of replacement, that goal scoring winger. I know Martinelli's re-emergence has already congested already left-hand side, but yeah, man. Isak isn't my first choice, but his quality, I'd be happy with him. He can create his own goal-scoring opportunities and has a high attacking IQ and getting in positions, and he's certain. And then we're just looking at Arteta to improve him, innit? But at the same time, goals, man. Isak knows how to link up. Vlahovic is more of a poacher. A bit harsh on Vlahovic. He's not the quickest, but you do see him drop. But yeah, man. I'd rather get Isak than Dominic Calvert-Lewin if we can't get Vlahovic. Such low standards wanting Watkins / Isak. I think that's harsh, man. Vlahovic is a left-footed Harry Kane, clinical, but how's his link-up play? Never watched him live, only. I mean, he's a bit slow to arrive in the box at times, but I think his link-up play is decent. He's not the quickest, but he's definitely got a bit more about him than people are giving him credit for, man. Man said, if we bring in a big striker, would you also take Danny Welbeck as a backup option off the bench? Nah, bro. Shout out Danny, but nah, bro. I want a proper number 9 and a second forward to be a 9 that can play out wide. Isak ain't quality, in my opinion. Is he even better than Greenwood? Boy, most of Vlahovic's goals are pens. Again, there's got to be a discount. Exactly, Vlahovic drops a lot to receive the ball, which is true. But again, Lacazette does that, and they're two different players. But sometimes I think that harms Lacazette. You know, Lacazette's pace went down, and you're not able to get into the box and things like that. I don't fancy Isak. I've watched Real Sociedad a few times this season. Has been poor, but he can be a good player. Would much rather Jonathan David as Lacazette's replacement. I think Jonathan David's performances has gone up. Jonathan David has versatility and pace, and move Martinelli in the middle, Dembele for free out wide. I don't think we'll go for Dembele, but I hear that. Bit harsh to say that about Isak and then say that about Jonathan David, in my personal opinion, broski. Jonathan David is improving. I'd rather Isak than Jonathan David, if I'm completely honest with you. Of course, half of these guys were being linked with a mediocre. For me, it would be Team Adeyemi. I would like Darwin Núñez, but it is what it is, isn't it? In that regards, man. These strikers are gonna cost a pretty penny. Bro, Welbs gets, Welbs does his thing, but I mean, you can't, Arsenal fans can't cry about mediocrity and then say bring back Danny Welbs. Danny Welbs works hard. He's actually a decent option off the left hand side. And them things there, but he's a flight risk. He does have problems with injuries. He's not scoring goals. The age he's at 29. What sort of contract? Like, come on now, dead. Like, that's meaty. Like, respectfully to Wells, big up Wells, definitely after scoring at Stamford Bridge. But come on, man, that's dead. Luis Diaz would be decent. I mean, I haven't really been watching FC Basel. I've seen clips of Arthur Cabral, but as I've said before, from what I see of Donny, I like him in it, and there's an element of unknown about his thing that kind of attracts me to signing him, because I don't know what you might see from him, sort of thing. But it is what it is. I'm not convinced really with Jonathan David. I think he's a decent player. I think his performances have been improved, but I don't really rate that tough. It's not for me to rate. I didn't rate Aubameyang once upon a time, and he done his thing. When you look at the Athletic, Arsenal transfer mailbag, the centre forward dilemma, finding a Xhaka successor, no approach for Sanchez. So there's been, despite allegedly an indirect agreement and things, Arsenal don't appear any closer to signing Renato, folks. This was an article in the Athletic, people. I think it's just question and answers, so we might as well go for it. We spent so much time in the summer. We spent so much money in the summer, Mikel Arteta should be able to do something with the current squad, or should he first sell some players to buy new ones with the earned money? How much are they going to bring? This is a good part, blah, blah, blah. Arsenal spent nearly 150 million on 6 players, which will make major changes to the squad. Frontmen like Lacazette and Nketiah are players who fit this bill specifically. The Athletic report that any move for a striker in the summer would be dependent on the future of those two, and it will be likely the case in January. The pair being free to negotiate pre-contractual agreements with other clubs come the new year complicates matters, but if resolutions are found next month, it will make the search for a new striker easier. With 4 strikers in the first team, unclogging the pathway for whoever is next to lead the line will be essential. What is clear, however, are the attributes Arsenal need their striker to possess. As well as needing a goal scorer, they'll be looking for a striker who is equally adept at stretching defenses as they are dropping off to link play, and of course being willing to press. Florentina's Dusan Vlahovic is exciting the fans, but it will take a lot of convincing from Arsenal to come to the Emirates. Of those mentioned in the piece on the strikers target we published last month, Isak and Jonathan David have been of long-lasting interest. Considering Isak signed a new deal at Sociedad in the summer and David's club Lille are through to the Champions League round of 16, any pursuit of the pair may have longer timescales than next month and a bit. I'm just gonna go away from this. A new centre forward who can finish, adds an aerial threat and can link up the exciting young midfielders we have. A strong left-footed centre mid / DM who can sit in both and launch attacks quickly from the back. I don't think they have to be left-footed, but it'll be all right. As the centre forward part of this is often spoken about, I'll deal with the second part. Centre mid is an area that will need addressing soon by Arsenal. It's an expired bill. It needs to be done. We know Partey and Nene are going off to the AFCON. We know we've only got Xhaka, Lokonga, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Ainsley is subject to potential interest to Roma. Hit the like button if you have an unexpected high bills for those of you who don't. It is interesting you bring up the left-footedness. Arteta's emphasis on this balance has been clear since he took charge. As you know, he signed 2 left-footed centre-backs. And with his reliance on Xhaka for these reasons, it seems logical that the next midfielder who arrives will fit into this category, almost as Xhaka's long-term successor. I mean, he's name-dropped Benassia. I would love Benassia to return to the Emirates. He spoke about buying a right back. There is no doubt that sooner or later Arsenal will need to add another right back. Until recently, Tomiyasu had been an ever-present since joining the club, starting 15 consecutive league games. That period speaks to his consistency, but also Arteta's lack of faith in alternatives. In that period, Suarez made just a handful of appearances. Chambers did not even make the bench for a Premier League game between the 5-0 defeat to City and obviously beating Leeds. He did have COVID and that. The issue remains that these alternatives remain on the books. this is what happens, you know. Along with Cedric and Chambers, Hector Bellerin is still technically an Arsenal player, and he's spoken about wanting to stay at Betis. So I hope that come the summer, Bellerin, Ainsley, assuming he goes to Roma, these lot are moved on. Decision needs to be needs to happen over Callum Chambers and Cedric as well. Cedric needs to go out the door, but he's tied down for a decent amount of time. Once he got 2 to 3 years left on his deal. You know, you, Marie, these guys they're not bad guys. They're not even bad players. It's just collectively, you lot are rubbed. And there's only so many times we're going to play AFC Wimbledon and Sunderland and these sort of guys, people. It's ridiculous. Get on to them, Thierry. Man said there's 217 views and only 217 viewers and only 86 likes. Boy, you man must really want to start the new year with bills, innit? Until more of those players depart, I don't see Arsenal making another addition in this area. Chambers' contract is due to expire at the end of the season, and the club have not yet activated their option to extend. I'd be amazed if we didn't do that just to give us some maneuver room. Were he to leave this summer, perhaps with Bellerin making a permanent move, we might see some activity in this area, which I and you lot hope for, because that might mean Lamptey, you know. Scrolling all the way down. I don't think we'll get a number 9 this window. We are heavily linked with Kulusevski, who is the sort of player we have depth in. I hear it. We've got people who are left foot that can play on the right. I think we'll be disappointed with this January unless we get Renato Sanchez. I would say a midfielder. I think if we don't get Renato Sanchez, it's not the end of the world. But he said it's very difficult to predict what Arsenal will do at centre forward. Where Aubameyang figuring as part of the group, the extreme likelihood is that they will address the situation in the summer. If he isn't going to be reintegrated, then perhaps move forward. However, this isn't simply a case of adding a body to plug a gap. The centre forward is a crucial piece in this rebuild, and Arsenal will only move if they have the opportunity to get the right man. Kulusevski is someone Arsenal admire, but as a left-footed player who tends to operate from the right-hand side, there isn't an obvious spot for him in the squad right now. Saka obviously isn't going anywhere, but if Pepe were to move on, Arsenal's requirements there could change. And that's the thing, you know, quite in Arsenal standards, it's weird because it does feel like we've got clarity over the playing squad. We've got stability, but at the same time, it feels like we've got the same old stuff because you go through the whole 25-man squad for this season. Some players you forgot were at the team and some players are on loan. There's still bare speculation. Like, feel free to add some, but if I just say off the top of my head, between now and the summer, Callum Chambers, Pablo Marie, Lacazette, El Nene, Kolasinac, Cedric, Balogun short-term future, Eddie Nketiah, Pepe, Maitland-Niles, you know, Torreira. Yeah, man, the only ones that look certain is probably Mavropanos and Guendouzi because it looks like they're cheap, but Stuttgart look like they're activating a clause on him. Guendouzi's more or less said his clause will be activated at Marseille. All right, cool. You know, I hope Torreira keeps excelling for Florentina so we can either get them to buy him permanently, maybe use him in a makeshift for Vlahovic. I'm living a fantasy. Or just damn right, we don't have a player. It's getting to the second week, closing periods of August, and they're still here. You know, this is why I want Torreira and Bellerin to do so well on loan and everybody else, really. So, again, I get it. I still think you should sign a midfielder and a striker if you could, but I get it. You know, can you really justify signing a striker without moving people on? I think yes and no. Centre mid areas need to be addressed. Kulusevski, as much as I would like him, he's probably not exactly what we 100% need, man. But it is it is. Saliba, Holding, you know, again, I think Holding being part of the leadership group and that is cool. But again, you're not playing, and if Saliba comes back, is brazy for you. Reece Nelson as well, forgotten man, bare contracts until 2023, and then you've got 2024, which is Saliba, Pepe, Saka, Martinelli, etc. And you've heard Saka and these guys, there's talks around new deals, man. Well, it is what it is. Speaking of strikers, people, apparently Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is to miss our game against City as he travels to Gabon for AFCON duty. We knew he weren't playing. This is the last game that these men can be involved in until they go. So it's pretty damning that our former captain and a striker where we might need you, and even there's a possibility of injuries, we've said, you know what, you can go. Partey, El Nene, Pepe, at least for now, you man got to stay. Fully tells you Aubameyang is no closer to be integrated into the group and he's being phased out. You stay long enough to be, you know, you stay long enough somewhere, you go from a hero to a villain. But he's reported for international duty with Gabon, and you know, hopefully it puts a smile on his face because everywhere you step, everywhere you're spoken of in England, everyone's onto you. At least national pride and things could help you. But yeah, he's joined up with their side to prepare for the tournament, which starts on the 9th of January, people. As you know, he's not played since being dropped in this on the 6th of December, people. Almost a month on, he's still no closer to being involved, people. It was a surprising situation for us to find him in, but it is what it is. Keep your opinions coming, folks, and to make sure you're hitting the like button. I just want to flick over because we're on the topic of transfers and all of those sort of things. If I share my screen, Arsenal plan for life after Aubameyang. I mean, I'd love to be in talks for Haaland and Mbappe, but yeah, I can't even do that in Football Manager. Scrolling all the way down, people. Arsenal plan to replace Aubameyang. Mikel Arteta has a short list of strikers to replace Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at Arsenal, with Alexander Isak, Dusan Vlahovic, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Ollie Watkins among his targets, people. So, yeah, sources said Arteta is a fan of Watkins' playing style and his ability to play in a number of different roles in attack, which is true. He can play off the left, can play off the right, can play through the middle, can press. I don't think he's the best, but I can see why I would be linked with the 25-year-old. And I wouldn't be against, for a free, I wouldn't say you'd be my main striker, but I wouldn't be against you coming and being part of the squad. You are an Arsenal fan, not that I care about any of that, people. You've also seen Isak's names floated as well. Real Sociedad's Isak, Florentina's Vlahovic, and Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin are also options in the event Aubameyang moves on, although sources said Arsenal are aware of how expensive a replacement may turn out to be and that other options are being considered, which is crazy. How would I rank them? How would I rank them, like, in terms of targets, the names we've been linked with? I would say for me, just based on what I'm seeing, Vlahovic would be first. We haven't been linked with Darwin Nunes, but I'd say Vlahovic first. You see them names again. It's difficult to do this off the top of my head. Let me see them names again. Them names do. I would say Vlahovic first. Isak second. But in terms of who I think would impact the team straight away, I think Watkins and Dominic Calvert-Lewin are more likely to do that than Isak. But I would say Vlahovic first, Isak second. I think Calvert-Lewin is better than Watkins, but I'd rather Watkins. I think there's more variety in what he can do, sort of thing. I'm not saying Dominic Calvert-Lewin can't, but I just don't think we're going to play to your strengths. I just think Watkins kind of fits what I'm seeing from Arteta's a bit more, man. Ivan Toney, the thing is, bro, he's going to cost like 50 million, and respectfully, I'm not really on that, because should Ivan Toney be our first choice? So you could say he could replace Lacazette, but respectfully, what's one thing you can criticize Lacazette, if anything? He's only got 3 goals this season. He's won a bunch of penalties for us. He links up play where he does well, but he's only got 3 goals. That would be the same sort. That would kind of be the same thing of what I'm seeing from Ivan Toney. If Ivan Toney can show me he can get 20 league goals, then I'm on it. But I don't really need, you can be part of the squad, but I don't want a starting guy where we're just overcompensating because of the lack of goals, how they press, they work hard, and link up play. These are things you should have anyways, really and truly. Luis Diaz looks good from what I'm seeing over there in Portugal. What are you lot saying? Because I've been ignoring you lot as I've just been reading this, but I've seen a couple of interesting different comments from you lot. Thoughts on Julian Alvarez? I've offered my opinion and done a video on him. He's someone I would like. He can play in a couple of positions, as well as maybe being a long-term striker. But it seems like Man United are on that case, and it doesn't seem like Edu really wants to explore South America. Funny enough, I would love Lautaro Martinez, but we can't do that. I just want some South American passion again, man. I got a taste of things with Alexis Sanchez representing our club, but yeah, man. How would he help Martinelli? Who? Not sure on that one, man. Why do people think our squad is capable to do so much? Our squad is so thin in terms of quality. Thoughts on Patrick Schick doing his thing, but I'm not really a fan of his. Odegaard can convince Haaland. Jack, I'll take your opinion on it, man. But like your last name, it's long speaking about it. Anytime I mention Haaland, if you lot say we can get him, we can get him in it. Crazy. We had the opportunity to get Martinez in the summer, Arsenal. Did we? DG, do you reckon Luis Diaz from Porto can be converted into a striker? Yeah, from what I've seen, he can go from out wide to up there. Like Jessica, I respect that, but Lacazette has 3 goals in the Prem. You know, things can change. Right now, everything's going well. Aubameyang was back after Spurs. You know, people have written off Saka and Smith Rowe. It's been a long season. People will swear to God they didn't. But right now, everything's going crazy. Even look at Lacazette last season. The first half of the year, fans couldn't stand him, and now it is what it is. So I'd be wary of just letting what's going on right now impact things. And yeah, he can have 5 in 10 and things like that. In the league, he's got 3 goals in 14 appearances. Now, I know he's only been getting starts of recent, but that's meaty, and he's been finding it. He's been finding, you know, in terms of assists, he's got 3 in his last 3, which is wavy. But I mean, you know, this is my problem with the next striker. I don't want, you know, a lot, as much as I love Lacazette, and this is one of his biggest fans, I don't want we overcompensate on his lack of goals because of the link-up play and things like that. If Lacazette could score certain goals and get 20 league goals, who knows? We might be talking about an inside forward. Maybe Aubameyang might have not signed that deal. As much as I praise him for everything he does, man's got 3 league goals. And again, to go back to Ivan Toney, I don't think Ivan Toney has 3 league goals. But that's the territory I don't want to be in. I don't want to talk about link-up play and all of these sort of things if a man isn't scoring. You know, when Lacazette and Aubameyang are both not on song, Lacazette's the better player. It's at your worst, Lacazette's a better player. If Aubameyang's not scoring goals, he's not doing anything. But I mean, come on now, like, you know, our top goal scorer is Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is still learning. Is it sustainable? I hope he turns into a continuous goal scoring man. But that's a myth. That's a myth. And where's these 5 in 10 starts? It probably is about that, to be fair with you. But I mean, look at the catalogue. Didn't bag well. Is it really 5 in his last 10? Or 5 in 10 starts? That's cool. But I mean, whatever way we look at it, 70 goals in 87 appearances. Respectfully, that is not what we spent 52 million on. You know, gunman in Liga, anything but in the Prem. And I like Lacazette. I think he's good for the squad. As I said, I want his skill set replaced for the squad. But I mean, come on now. You know, goals win games. You know, we don't score too many goals. We've been doing it of recent. You know, that's one thing I like. I wouldn't say we're a great defensive side. We're actually putting in. There's a lot we're doing all right, but we can improve. We're scoring goals, but I wouldn't say we're a good goal scoring side. So there's improvements to make. I want, you know, and Odegaard, Smith Rowe, you lot need to start scoring, but you lot are more the sort of creative guys. Them man, their scoring is always hot and cold. Saka needs to turn into a 10-goal, 10-assist man. Martinelli the same, but again, people are still learning. Would you still want Hour, especially on the 3 hours? Welcome to come whenever he wants, man. I can see Haaland coming to Arsenal because Dortmund don't have Champions League, and if we had Haaland, we'd get top 4. Listen, Obese, I'll take your word for it, man. I'll take your word for it with the Haaland thing. Watkins is Martinelli from Wish. All right. Watkins has the ingredients, but can he get 20 goals? This is the problem. There's not too many guys Arsenal can go out there and buy that probably are going to be confirmed that because we ain't got the bread, really. Julian Alvarez is linked to top clubs in Europe. I don't even think he'll end up at United. Man said Adnan Januzaj, you're on bants. Absolute bants. Appreciate that, BG. I think Darwin Núñez has a freak skill set. He's got pace, movement, link-up play, pressing, goal-scoring ability, and South American fight. But it's a question if he can translate it to that's the question with all of them. You know, that's the question we couldn't answer with Lacazette, and it didn't work out. That's the question that was in the back of our minds with Aubameyang. That's gonna be it. You know, I would like Darwin Núñez, but yeah, man, it's a myth. Ivan Toney would be better. Callum Wilson scores more. Callum Wilson, big up you because I see you do things for food banks, but allow it, man. Certain man, allow it. Oh, we're still talking about Lacazette barely getting 90 minutes. Oh, we was there under Arsene Wenger when we were screaming, why is he subbing him? Whatever way we shape it. First we said Laka doesn't have the trust, Laka doesn't have the starts, Laka doesn't play 90. You know, it's statistically in the last 10 minutes is when the most goals are put in the Prem. Why is Laka being taken off? A lot of this is true, but a lot of it is tiring. And whatever way we shape it, certain things have happened to other guys and they've still scored. Whatever way we shape it, 52 million, we've had a great player, but he's not the player we thought we were seeing. And there's no way around it. You have to call a spade a spade. The man hasn't scored enough goals. I'm not criticizing Lacazette. We just need to not overcompensate on the next one. Really and truly. And definitely on the way Lacazette's been playing in the last 2 years, really 18 months, you know, he's not going to play 90 minutes, you know, he puts a shift in for the team and he's blowing, but, you know, there's got to be a reason why you have not scored that. Your most prolific is 15. Did 50? I don't know. This is not a Lacazette hating thing. Did we spend 52 million for that? This is where we've got to consider risk, you know. I don't see an Aubameyang available. Like Dortmund got a little thing for us and we can do something. Scouting it has to be vital. And I said it at the time, the minute Aubameyang signed that new deal, you needed to know the striker that's going to replace him one day. You didn't need to sign them that window. You could, like, let's just say we looked at Jonathan David, you know, first year of Aubameyang, within this 3-year new deal, first year, we don't think you're ready. Second year, you're improving. Third year, you're ready. Or on the second year, we don't think your levels, let's turn it around. That's the problem with Arsenal. We need to replace, man, or have replacements before they need replacing. We've known this Aubameyang thing's been there. You know, we've known about midfield. It won't surprise me if, you know, Xhaka moves on and then you try and replace him. The only thing I'd say is you've probably replaced Partey because you've got that Lokonga thing, you know, big bro, little bro and that. I wouldn't say I'd be excited, but you've said I would be excited by Jonathan David from Lille. I love his style of play. Has a hint of Lacazette in his style of play. Disagree, but yeah, man. That Noah Lang thing's hype's died down, bro. Died down. Feels like we've come a long way, man. You, man, really love Laka. He's been average for a £50 million striker. Probably, like, again, I used to want to fight, man, for saying, yo, what do you mean he's not better than Giroud? But when you look at it, have you been better than Giroud? Like, honest to God, has Lacazette been better than Giroud? Like, you got to keep it real. Martinez is the guy. Rest of the man, them are mid. We have the money. We lack the ambition. Fair. Martial. Who's that? Marital. I don't know them youths, man. Bro, Arsenal fans, bro, they used to say Smith Rowe ruins attacks. Now they're sucking him off, you know. Fans, this is what jars me. And I'm not saying you can't criticize. Fans just live in some la-la land. Like, fans are biggest hypocrites. They turn on people. They live game by game, you know. They cry about mediocre, but then they want to give, you know, and then they play as well. They want to give him a new deal. They're just on nonsense. Like, I feel some fans are very hypocritical. The very things they say they want from the club. They don't respect that. Fair enough. I hear that, Yusuf, but there's no way you can say Lacazette was worth 50 mil. Like, he's put in a shift, but you can't say he was worth 50 mil in my opinion. Good player, yes, fitted in well, lovely guy, presses, good for the young players, but 50 million, we never thought we're getting this. Let's be real. We've got to be real. This was the guy that was meant to be. It never happened. Sometimes things happen, but we don't need to cap and lie to ourselves. Like, it. Two things can be true. It hasn't quite worked out for Lacazette, but he's been a competent player. Respectfully, you know, did we spend 52 million for someone to press, for someone to work hard, for someone to have link-up play? I'm not denouncing any of these, but these should be givens. Other strikers don't have to overcompensate on that because they're bringing other things to the table. Just hasn't quite been the guy. That is... Big up DG content galore. Appreciate that, my guy. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of you lot. And once again, Happy New Year in advance, people. Again, it's been a fantastic year. Definitely not so much where Arsenal's concerned, but definitely where this is concerned, because we've had some highs as Arsenal fans. We've had some lows, and right now it's all high at the moment. Hopefully it continues. Please make sure you're continuing to hit the like button. If you have hit the like button, 145 likes, God bless you. Considering there's 300 odd of you, you lot are bad mind, unexpected high bills. You know the thing, you know they're due. Oh, Giroud stunk up the joint as well, blood. The problem with Arsenal in Giroud is we do this thing where we look at players that, like, even to a degree, Xhaka, like, I think Xhaka is a squad player, rotation option. When you're looking at him to do the 38 games thing, he's going to fall short. The same with Giroud. If you're looking at Giroud to score 20 league goals as your sole striker, like you saw with the Ozil year, He's gonna fall short. You know, he was at Chelsea. He was what he should have always been at Arsenal, a squad option. Yeah, there was a time there was injuries and losses of form, and Giroud stood up to be counted and carried Chelsea along, and all of those sort of things. That was the only problem with Giroud. That where, you know, even looking at him for France, he obviously helped things gel, but they weren't relying on him. They're relying on Griezmann and Mbappe and Pogba and all of these guys. Giroud's just there to do the thing, and Giroud has the clutch moments. No, man, like, I wanted to used to want to fight, man, for that. What do you mean he's better than Giroud? Lacazette's wavy, and he is. A lot of that's true, but looking at it, one was bought for 12 million, one was bought for 52. I find myself saying the same old things about both of them. Icardi, no thanks. Way too much drama. No thanks. No thanks. You changed your tune. You changed your tune quick. You said 1 minute he's worth 50. Now you're not. Yeah, Lacazette looks tired, man. What's your one high and one low for Arsenal this season? Low, Villarreal. Was that this year? That weren't this year, was it? Was going out to Villarreal this year? Arsenal lose to Villarreal. That might have been last year. Arsenal have fried me. Yeah, shit, that was this year. Shit. Oh, what a long bloody hell. It's been a long year, isn't it? Villarreal away. Definitely the low for me. Finishing 8th, defo the low. I'd say the Aubameyang thing as well. Not the lowest, but I'd say it's up there. High. Anytime we've beaten a big team, really, and just seeing the young players, I wouldn't quite say there's been a high per se. But yeah, man, I'd say that. Yeah, bro, Lacazette as a rotation player is wavy. But Lacazette as the guy, there's an issue. I'm on keeping Lacazette as a guy to be part of this thing and whatnot, you know, on suitable terms that he probably won't agree with, especially if we're going to get cold feet around a striker, you know. And the wickedest thing is, I used to say on this very stream when man were rubbing out Aubameyang, Lacazette, sorry, you don't need to remember, it's a squad game. You know, you look at United, they've got a bag of strikers. You look at City, fair enough, not a bag of strikers, but when not one player isn't doing it, there's other players that can carry the mantelpiece. And I just feel in general at Arsenal, not necessarily talking about the star men and the talisman, we always look at one person to be the messiah. We expect Gabriel to fix everything just coming in as a defender. We expect a striker to just come in and we're going to score goals. A midfielder to come in, whether it's Partey or a more expensive one, you know, and fix everything. Arteta, a lot of question marks, but Arteta fix everything, you know. Even if a new owner came in, naturally we get better. It's like it needs to be a collective push. We're always looking at even the young guys. We just look at one guy, two guys to pull things along. Bro, Arsenal are the kings of making dead things feel like Beyonce. I can't lie to you. Like, we make dead things feel absolutely amazing. And that's good in life. You got to treat everyone equally. But bloody hell, man. Bloody hell. No, I never said Lacazette flopped. Never said Lacazette flopped. I don't think he's flopped. Underwhelmed in many aspects, but not flopped. I wouldn't say flop. Definitely not a flop, you know. He gave us that lovely season where I think he got 15 goals and a respectable return in assists. And like I said, I remember when he scored against West Ham and he was going, yeah, in the Emirates. And it was a Sunday. And I swear to you, looked in my eyes. I was doing the same thing. It was two passion merchants locking eyes, this loving Arsenal. Like, bro, he's definitely never been a flop, but we got to keep it true. He's not been levels, bro. Like, that simple, really. Ideal window. Let's sign some midfielders, man. You know what worries me, DG, if we don't get top 4, I feel like everyone's going to turn on Arteta again. This is the thing with Arsenal, man. You know, it's always a knife edge. It's always OTT. We're winning. Arteta can't get enough praise. We lose. He's going to get a lot of hate. Or in fact, some people are weird in that they'll give him all the praise now. When it's losing, it's all the players. We got to keep a balanced head. We ain't accomplished nothing. We've done all right. We've put our club in a healthier standard. But, you know, man are looking at 3rd and 2nd and these things. I love the optimism. But this is why when you're going through bad periods, you're never as bad as you think you are. And when you're going through good periods, you're never as good as you think you are. I remember going into the Liverpool game. Man was saying, yo, it's the best time to play Liverpool. That same logic is kind of creeping into the City thing. If people turn in it. Like, the gloves are off this season. I don't advocate scapegoating, constructive criticism all the way and them things there. If Arteta, especially because of what you're doing now, if you don't get Europe in May, I don't think you should get a new contract. You know, I think you need to find someone who can build upon what he's done, because the good things I've liked with him, you don't think we're attacking to the levels I would like to see, but definitely going back to 2 months ago or whatever, definitely seeing a lot more in terms of over 90 minutes creating, build up play, all of these things. You don't need to understand football to see. You could probably show a video of Arsenal before Arteta and after Arteta now. Before him, sorry, and now. Before, it felt like you needed to be some mad genius to see what he's doing. And you know, Arsenal fans with the content, they're very snooty. They was like, if you can't see it, then it is what it is. So I do think there's that. But you know, he's brought that in. One thing I like, whether he's got it right or wrong in hindsight with Aubameyang and Ozil, these guys, he's kind of, I won't say zero tolerance, but he's tried to change the mentality. And you hear these sort of things. He has kind of given us a good base. He has weeded out players. But if he can't get Europe in any capacity, and I'm not talking conference, I'm talking Champions League ideally, because of what you're in, Europa League, the absolute minimum, then you've shown that, you know, you might not be the guy. I have no regards and no disrespect for Arteta. I don't doubt his integrity. I think he's going to be a good manager, but it might show that you're not the guy. I think Europe is the only luxury. In an extreme case, if we really, really see building blocks, then fair play. Because even though we're scoring goals now, I can't really say we sign a striker and we're going to score. Because if we deep it, how many chances does Lacazette get a game? Yeah, he drops deep and stuff, and he should have scored in the last couple of games. But how many does he get? If Arteta doesn't get Europe, then for me, he should keep it moving. Unless, as I said, there's some mad extreme where you know, how we're playing is wavy and things and whatnot. I think similar to Emre, you've shown you can do some building blocks, you can move things along. You might not be the guy for what we're doing, man. I wouldn't say high of the year for me being fourth. Well, in fact, yeah, to be fair, the lows, I would say Brentford was a low for me. I'd say Brentford at the start of the season was a low. Yeah, fair play. Arsenal being fourth right now is a high. I wouldn't say that, because for me, bro, it's not May, isn't it? But you could say that, really, because no one saw it. You know, the transfer market could be a high as well. Convert Smith Rowe into a striker. Hey, let him lock down that left wing in Cam Rowe first, man. Beating Spurs must be a high. Spurs, bro. It should be standard procedure. I wouldn't say that. Wouldn't be a high for me. Standard is bragging rights and that, but high. It's Spurs blood. Like, I'm 26 years of age. I've seen my team win the league at Spurs' ground and want to punch man up. So it's hard to see my team take selfies and that after certain things. Like, I can't sit here and say that. Bro, because the thing is, fans got too many vested interests. Certain people hate Arteta. Certain people love him too much. Very few people look at it on a balance thing. Like us on this channel, we can say, well, majority of us can say, you know what, Arteta, you deserve your hail-ups for that, but that looks a bit shaky. Certain people, Arteta can do no right. So at a point, you know, oh, you're freezing out Aubameyang, beat him over the head with a stick. Certain people just find bare excuses, you know. Even that trust the process thing. Man can say trust the process because you can see it. What I don't advocate is just screaming trust the process just so you can say I was right. Too many people in football and football fans, they're just loyal to agendas. They don't care about football, you know. Again, we just spoke talking about Lacazette can't get 20 league goals. No one is going to gas up the thing more than me if he somehow scored 20 league goals this season. I don't care about being right. I care about my team doing well. Too many people would rather watch a ship, or better yet, their football club burn than be wrong. Because everyone wants to do the Einstein thing. And only in football is it taboo to change your opinion. There's been plenty of players my opinions changed on. Like even Ramsdale. I wasn't against Ramsdale, as you could see. You know, you can go and check my videos. But I didn't. There were certain things I never knew you had in you. And I didn't rate him that highly. Now I kind of rate you highly. My opinion's changed. Ideally, how many goals should we expect in the second half of the season from Smith Rowe, Gabriel, Odegaard, Saka? All of them guys should be aiming for 10 and 10 in all comps. Really, especially Smith Rowe, because you're on 7. But again, there's going to be goal droughts and whatnot. Bro, people need to understand that top 4 is an I wouldn't say it's an overachievement, because on one hand, I look at it, you know, we haven't not qualified for the Champions League because everybody's better than us. We've just fucked it up. Even when we finished 5th on a point last season, everyone that got top 4 everyone was moving rubbed apart from City. Everyone was moving rubbed. You know, United got their act together. false position, ended up in second. It's not really false because they earned it. Liverpool looked like they weren't getting it. So on one hand, I do think it's an overachievement. But again, it goes back to the no balance. We've kissed it. We've flirted with it. We've been like a bridesmaid, but never got it really, And there's a lot of things we need to address first. I don't think it's necessarily been because everyone's on the City thing. We have just had a lot of problems with our team. It is an overachievement on one hand, but on the other hand, it's standard procedures, man. And that's just how I feel. Really, of course, we finished 8th, so anything is progress. Really, I still think we're finishing 5th, 6th. But yeah, man, I wouldn't. On one hand, I think it's an overachievement, but I don't feel comfortable saying it's an overachievement. Facts, Nando's DG been spitting for a long time. Stop sleeping, people. Appreciate that, man. I don't know if I'm spitting. I'm just saying my opinion, my guy. Appreciate that. Big up Trinidad or Trinidad if you don't know what I'm talking about. I love how everyone is contributing now. We still need that clinical 20-goal striker though, and hopefully Arteta tries to create more. That's one thing I like. I don't know if it's sustainable, and there might not be a blip with these young players, but at least we're sharing the goals around, and players are looking more confident in front of goals, and players are showing more confident to want to get goals. It looks like Smith Rowe understands. Listen, goals are not everything, man. Got to dictate the tempo of a game, but I'm going to live or die by assists. So you're seeing him get into certain areas. Saka is changing. Martinelli, for me, out of all them three, is the best finisher because in comparison to them, I can't lie, Saka and Smith Rowe score hella scruffy goals and it looks like accidental drillings. Martinelli looks calculated with his team, if I'm honest. I can't lie, Arteta for his first job has did good. He's done, listen, he's done all right. He's won an FA Cup. He could be getting Europe, but at the same time, and I have no doubt about his managerial prowess. For me, I don't care about that though. I know it's your first job, and we have to take that with a pinch of salt. But you took the job. Are you able to do this thing or not? Are you able to show progress or not? One thing I've liked with Arteta, for me, it looks like he's found less excuses and found more solutions. He's gone to what I said about him at the start. It looked like he had a lot of answers, no questions. Man was giving answers at the start of the season that we wanted when he came through. Now, and then there was a period I felt he's providing even more questions to the questions than the answers. Now I see less excuses. Now I see last season it looked like a bit of he had to be a bit of a politician with how he's going on with certain players and play the game. Now it looks like he can let his nuts hang a bit. Aubameyang, fuck off. You're pissing about. These are my man. You lot, even if anyone wants to join Aubameyang, go on, or you can either have your opinion, but get on with it. I'm liking little bits and pieces. It's now where are we going to go now? Because it just always feels like we do enough for things to get positive and then it starts getting negative, but it's never enough for a sacking. It's never enough for everyone to sing on the same page and whatnot. There's going to be bumps and bruises, twists and turns along the way, of course. But yeah, man, he's done all right. The problem is it would just be a bit nicer if we just had an owner who was on the Roman Abramovich thing to a degree that just put a little bit of healthy pressure on Arteta. Maybe we would see a midfielder. Maybe it would be less reactive with, looking at Maitland-Niles and Nketiah and not getting money to sell them that we should have. That's just it. And I want Arteta to go right, but I'm never going to be an Arteta sexual. I'm never going to be an Arteta apologist. I've been both of those, for Arsene Wenger as much as criticizing him because he's earned that. I haven't got a vested interest in Arteta. I like certain things. I don't like certain things. I like my club. I haven't seen enough for me to ride for him like Liverpool might ride for Klopp or City for Pep. But I like what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel there's a lot of luxuries and excuses given for Arteta where there's none. And I think the things that he should be excused for, fans don't give it, in my opinion. And ultimately, when talking about Arteta, just like half of our team, just like half of these players, just like half of the things connected with Arsenal fans, it lacks balance. Arsenal is banging now. If we continue this form to the end of the season, European football is nailed on. If. Hope we can, but there's the word in it. I still don't rate Arteta, but I can see what he's doing. He's doing better, but at the same time, we're doing what we should against the little teams. I can't gas man for doing the minimum. That's how I feel. Like I don't really it's like a lot of it. Like when you lot praise me on YouTube for consistency, I hear it, but it's like this is the minimum. I should have. If I played devil's advocate, we should have been seeing this a long time ago. I know circumstances change, but yeah, man. I hope he is the man to turn Arsenal into something serious. But if he's not, it's a myth, man. Arteta's 3 big mistakes so far: Brentford, United, and Everton. If you're speaking this season, yeah, I would say the one thing I really hold against Arteta, disrespecting the FA Cup against Villa, but I'm reaching with that. I would say Villarreal is the one where I'm like, okay, cool, you really, really fucked up. On top of the players, it was bad on all fronts. But yeah, man. Brentford, I'll give him a luxury because you never had much of the side. And, you know, Balogun and Martinelli, I didn't like the way we played. I think we could have played a lot better. We got savaged. United and Everton, Arteta and the players need to take responsibility, in my opinion. The players for United and Everton more so, if I'm completely honest with you, because they went a goal up. Arteta shouldn't have to tell you what you need to do. I didn't really like how we played against Brentford. I think we're quite lucky there, if I'm honest with you. Crystal Palace at home was stupidness as well. I mean, my target was Champions League football. You need to get into Europe, bro. The Arsenal's target should always be top 4. Of course, it's an impossible dreams, but I won't say it's an overachievement. That's the whole reason Arteta is here. The mandate is to get back in Europe. Yeah, things have happened, you know, so I hear it, I agree with it, but I just have a tough time saying 4th is an overachievement. Like, that's not even a third medal. That's not even, you don't even get a bronze medal for that. You know, we know Arsenal were pioneers. Wenger was a pioneer in all of that. 4th is like a trophy. Fans, you know, fact, we've gone a long way as Arsenal fans. We wanted them. Certain man wanted Wenger out, and girls wanted Wenger out for getting 4th. Now we'll achieve any manager, whether it would have been Emery, if it's Arteta, bro, it's flowers. You know, DG gets his first Arsenal live stream, Champions League live stream. I ain't done that. It's bracy. It's brazy, man. We're not getting carried by one player at the moment, and that's the thing I like. We're spreading it out because, again, there's going to be times Smith Rowe's not going to be at it, Odegaard's not going to be at it, Saka's not going to be at it, Martinelli's not going to be at it. All these men might not play, and we need to do a thing. It's taking you only this season to realize how good of a dribbler Saka is. Oi. Big up DG. Here's to a great 2020 blood. Kenya in the building. Shout out to Kenya. Still not fully convinced with Arteta, but let's see where we end up in May. That's it. And the reason why I say Brighton is because the players were poor, but we struggled against a back 3, especially with Cucurella, and our midfielders drowned. I have to attribute that to the manager. That was a bit of a naivety. Crystal Palace, mixed bag. United, yeah, because I said Tavares shouldn't be playing. Everton as well. I think Xhaka could have been taken off, and then maybe we could have made a foul on Andre Gomez. So a bit of that's Arteta, but we were never in that. We stumbled on that goal against United. Again, if you take the lead against United, you need to get something. If you somehow fuck up and then you're about to lose and you get a point, or like we did at a point, we stood to get a point, you've got to get something. Ultimately, it was self-inflicting errors in both those games, cheap mistakes. And for me, not doing the basics, like, you know, I'm seeing Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Fred, Jadon Sancho not being picked up. Come on now. If you're not doing that, you're not going to get nothing, man. You're not going to get nothing. I mean, of course, the significance has changed, man. The Wonga, bro. A lot of our fans are more ambitious than certain owners. I genuinely think Arteta would want to push on. I even think Edu. I'm not sure if the Kroenkes would want to push on beyond top 4. The fans would. Arteta would. I'm not sure. It's like at Spurs. I know Conte would want to push on. And I hope Levy keeps this. I know Conte would want to push on. I know the fans would want to push on. But a lot of these, even Leicester, if they got it, a lot of these clubs, they're happy to just get top 4, you know. They don't love it like our thing, you know. They don't love it like us. They'll just be happy to do that. The finances come in, show goes on. Of course, Wenger died by his high standards. I mean, all things considered, probably best Arsenal to stay clear of Ousmane Dembele. But in terms of just ability, get that done, man. Get that done, man. Get it done like tomorrow, man. Pardon me, 10 more likes and we've hit 200 people. Big up yourselves. Don't forget, at 3 p.m. it's FM content. I think at 1:30 my video with Mo should be out, and then I cut up a clip of not only Mo's, but I cut up a clip of my review of December and my January preview. Liverpool been linked with Saka. That was on Twitch. So I'll let that come out. Get a couple vids still. Think I should do a deluded thoughts with it being the end of the year. Need to do a product review or something, but I just can't bother. Like, I've been putting it off for time, just can't bother. Sad, man. It's not like DG. Do you reckon Dembele could fit in well with the group? Yeah, he's Mandem, innit? But again, when it's Mandem, you can see it going left, did it? You can see it. You can see it going left. You can see it going left. All things considered, I think it's something that Arsenal probably should stay away from. You know, the injuries are a concern. The finances are a concern. Just the finances to the application are a concern. You know, to play devil's advocate, listen, big up Arteta and everything, but I still have in the back of my mind when certain players are linked, like Dembele, Coutinho. I find myself, Sterling, when he was linked, I find myself asking, and it's a bit bad, man, but I find myself asking myself, why do you want to sign for Arsenal? Why do you want to sign for Arsenal? Is it, is it something different? Is it other than football? I did that, broski. That's why I cut up the clip. I just need to upload it. He had link-up play with Aubameyang at Dortmund. Bro, do you think Aubameyang's going to give us a glowing report now? I think Tavares should play right back because Tomiyasu wasn't in training. What? Tavares at right back against City? Nah, bro. I'm sorry, no. There should never be a reality Tavares unless we're playing pre-season. Should be playing right back. Never, ever, 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 ever. Myth. Big myth. Get that one out. Myth. Let Tavares lock down being able to play left back first. And to be honest, beyond coming off the bench, I know Tini's not perfect. I wouldn't trust Tavares for this game. I don't think I can trust Tavares in big games / away games at the moment in time. He's a good player, though. I hear you, DG. The problem today is that many players have agendas when football should be the main focus. Everyone's got agendas, man. Everyone in this world has agendas. Trust me, Tavares can barely defend as a left back, bro. Then you're going to put him on the right-hand side against a team like City where they're going to evidently see you're uncomfortable and get onto you. I hear it, but like we got to think about the practicalities, man. We got to think about the practicalities, even in relation to Arsenal v City people. Like, again, one thing I would say is I don't agree with this free hit bullshit. It's not a free hit because free hit means for me you can go out somewhere and do something with no repercussions. Is that what you lot are saying? Of course, if we don't beat City, we're not going to be as harsh on the team. The one thing I want to say, of course, I want to win. Of course, we've got the home comforts, we've got the fans. We're hoping some romance. The one thing I want to see against City is if they are to beat us, it's because they have quality in their team. We've pushed them all the way. Fair enough, they rested players, but I've seen Brentford and Wolves work them harder than we have in our last 12 games. We've lost, we've got smacked the last 11, 12 games against City. Try and put that right. City don't rate us. They're meant to be in London. Pep says you lot can go see your families in Manny and that. They've got Kyle Walker back, bro. You know what the thing is against City. While I'm here waffling about them on the ball, it's off the ball. If you want to see a real game of football, you need to watch players off the ball. City are the best defensive team in the league and the best side off the ball. They're going to, for defenders playing out from the back, they are going to surround you. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're brave. Do not play hot potato with that football. One pet peeve of mine, we are playing out from the backside. How good are we when pressed? Anyone can play out from the back when pressed. Be brave. If you make a mistake, forgive yourself. Like I said, if we are to lose, can we just, I'll hold my hands up. Boy, Kevin De Bruyne in the 87th minute, he's just played a lovely 30-yard pass. Sterling or something's danced past people. What could we sit here and say? World-class players, top-class players doing top-class stuff. I don't want it to be we've played a silly pass. They've counter-attacked us. As I said in the Everton games, where we didn't take our warnings from set pieces and movement in United, if you play Cristiano Ronaldo and you don't understand why you need to follow runners, against City, you're going to be in trouble. Follow your runners. Follow your runners. Earn the right to play. Follow your runners. Forgive yourselves if you make any mistakes. Be brave, man. Use the 12th man. Do not have any. All I would say as well is do not have any regrets. City and Spurs, forgive me if I'm wrong, in our next 2 Premier League games, they want us to drop points. It's our time now. We've had a great moment. Everyone's been dropping points. We've had a favorable run of fixtures. Now it's time. We've got COVID in the camp. Arteta's not going to be there. We've got tough games. The games are coming thick and fast. This is showtime now. December's irrelevant. Great December, it's irrelevant. There's a platform to build on. Start again. You've done well. You had your little bit of form. It rubbed out. Fans were onto you. You put some form and runs together, and I credit you for it. But like I said, I just care about me. I don't want to waffle about, we had a great December. I know Arsenal fans, we have some special fans. I am not them fans that wants to do all of this. Since December, we're top of the league, or 2022 or 2021, whatever in it. Just have faith in yourselves, man. Have faith. Be bold. Be brave. Be confident, man. You will be pressed. You will need to earn the right to play. It will be tiring. There will be times you'll be under the cosh. There is a massive gulf in class. There's really not a single reason for Arsenal to win. But these boys need to focus on that one reason as to why they can. They need to. Football matches aren't won on paper. And I'm not saying Arsenal are going to win, but how many times has a team not been given a chance? Like I said, I don't want to sit here because I do think we're very defeative. And it does feel like at times when we've played, fans, the manager, the players, it's almost like we're finding excuses before we've tried. This is a test, This is a real test of any progress you've made. Because if I'm honest, I look at the Southampton game. If you don't first 20 minutes, where were you? You do that against City, it's done. Cheap goal against Leeds. Again, Norwich, we're all over them. There's nothing really to say, but there's fine margins where across 90 minutes we haven't done too well. There's even been games we've won by a handsome scoreline, and arguably Ramsdale's been man of the match. So there's a lot to work on. Earn the right to play. We're missing players through injury. It's only going to get worse with AFCON. I don't know for Tomiyasu. I hope he's over his COVID. Ain't they cut the what they call the segregation time? Segregation ain't the right word. What they call it? The isolation thing. I swear they've cut that. So in relation to man. So in relation to that, I don't have a clue, man. I don't have a clue for our playing squad. Obviously, Mikel Arteta has he done his press conference? Apparently, he was scheduled to do that, but yeah. So don't know who is available, people, man. Tommy has a thigh injury as well as COVID, so he's miffed. Ainsley Maitland-Niles was seen in training. You're waffling. You don't even know about COVID isolation. No, I don't have the luxury of working for the NHS, man. Using the wrong "your" though. And this is someone with the worst grammar in the world. I think someone's helped you out, my guy. Bipolar you, Awas. Wise or West, I prefer West. Man's gone from DG, get a graphic designer to create a background to I'm talking West. Unstable youth, man. I pray in 2020 that you're able to find peace in your heart and common sense, man. Moving away from you. Anyways, yeah. So if Tomiyasu has a tie injury, it's an issue, man. DJ, have you got any hopes for your show next year? New features? You're just gonna have to wait, Claudius. Members, stay in touch. You're just gonna have to wait, man. 2022 could be lit. And that's what I thought. Quarantine got reduced. So if it was that, then I thought Tomiyasu could have locked in. But as South London has said, if a man's got a thigh injury, he's irrelevant, really. And that's the risk you take. When again, we're so happy to have a fullback that you play them all the time. These are things that are going to happen. I'm not criticizing Arteta because I wouldn't have trust in no one else. But this is the squad game. This is what we need to do, really. Love for that S. So, yeah. Bro, Arsenal have some weird fans, man. We've got the weird negative ones. I've seen man get at Gabriel for no reason, and we've got the weird positive ones where I'm not saying you shouldn't be negative or positive, but at least have a basis of it. It looks like neither have that, and I just feel a lot of people play up to socials and that, but you can do a lot, you can manipulate a lot, man. I don't want to see another Sterling header tomorrow in the box over our centre-backs to make it hard for them. 100%, my guy. 100%. Again, it's not a game to be... We know what City are doing. We know they're on 10 games or something unbeaten. They've smacked us double figures when we've played them. We know how great Pep is. We know what City are. There's no need for a tactical analysis of this thing. We know the amount of options they can do. Everybody watches City, we all watch whether you're an Arsenal fan or not, we watch City and all these teams as well. Like, we know what it is. The problem now is, do we go to 3 at the back? Do you go to a 3 at the back with Tomiyasu gone? And the thing with me missing Tomiyasu is 1v1 and that, But it's the first and second balls. I think Tomiyasu buys us a lot of time, especially away from home, which this game isn't, when he wins them headers. Without him, who have we got? I know Gabriel can win them in the air. Ben White fancies them, but I think Tomiyasu is the best at that. And he gives me some confidence. So do you switch to a three at the back? On one hand, I would say yes, but how long have we had to rework with training that? You know, it seems like we found some stability to kind of change it. There is logic, but that could also go backwards. So I'm torn. And there are games where if we are to be a top side, we need to be able to change things. We're not quite City. Well, there's not even not quite. We're not City or Liverpool where we're just going to do this every game. Fuck you lot, innit? We can't do that. So I don't know, man. And I just feel with the back three, sitting back is arguably the worst thing to do against City. The only time they look under problems is when you try have a go and you try slap it to them as well. So I don't know if sitting back, in logic, it makes sense. But I don't know, man. A part of me is just screaming, you know what? Saka, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you, man, are doing three at the back. But on the other hand, I think that could harm us. So I'm going to go with what I was thinking of first. Then again, no Tomiyasu. It's crazy, man, with no Tomiyasu. So if it's a four at the back thing, I can't lie, I'd probably run. If that's the thing, you probably want your first choice defensive pivot to do a thing there. But, you know, I'd probably just name the same line. I mean, Holding, please give me a performance, man. Gabriel, you're obviously in. Tierney, I'm going to need the Flying Scotsman in this game, man. And then obviously, it's even brazier when you get into midfield. Like, obviously, you got your two pivot men, you got your 10. To be honest, a lot of this picks itself realistically. You know, I think we can probably pick three of those positions. I mean, Lacazette Lacazette must be loving life. You're gonna play all the time. We know Saka's gonna be in there. You know, Odegaard, I'm looking at you in these sort of games there. Partey, last game before AFCON, show me something, man. And then probably just slap Xhaka. I don't believe in this, but I don't really want to change things. Might as well just have a go. I do think, you know, Lokonga, Partey, you could get rid of Odegaard and go Xhaka, Partey, Lokonga, but then again, you're thinking about City's threat too much and you're killing yourselves, people. There is obviously a part of me wants to go Ben White back inside, back at centre-half and put Maitland-Niles there. But a part of me just wants to play the same line. Obviously, Isak, you deserve to be there, and we know we need a goalie. You've got Ramsdale there. Left wing is the only thing. Do you continue with Martinelli? Do you bring Smith Rowe in? And I think I go with Martinelli because I think these are he lives for these big games. He presses, he's infectious, he's youthful. You know, I think him and Lacazette are vital. Saka is Saka. Odegaard, I need you to lead. Xhaka, show us all the leading that the Athletic claims you do. And Partey, you're going off to AFCON, show me something. So on one hand, I want to roll with that. And I don't really agree with this. But then on another hand, a part of me wants to flip the script. And then obviously you've got your Ramsdale once again. You've got your Ramsdale there. You've got your Ram Dizzy. Can make it. Got so many nicknames for him. Back three. You could even throw Tierney there as well. I can't lie. It didn't really work when we did it against Chelsea, though. When with Lukaku in that. But then again, Marie was in. Well, no, it was a back four, really. And Saka was just playing left back. But it was moving like a 3 and a 4 at the same time. That tells you a lot about our organization skills. So, yeah, it'd be a 3. I had to change it a bit. Let's put you right up here as fullback. It's a 3. I think I'm going with that. And then obviously Odegaard and Laka, you lot can join like that. To be fair, I wouldn't mind Martinelli off playing as that sort of guy, but at the same time, I'm probably going with a 3-5-1. To be fair with you people, you know, I'd probably go with. That brings Ainsley into this team, you know. It wouldn't surprise me if you play well. All of a sudden, just like in the summer a couple of years ago, the rumours to Wolves are gone. So I'd go with Ainsley Maitland now. Saka, you've got to do a job for me as expected. Midfield, you could. Part of me wants to go with Lokonga a bit more in the engine room, but I'll go with that. Granite, you should have a bit more stability, and to be fair, Saka should have more of a license to go forward. So yeah, there's that. Obviously, Smith Rowe could do it, but Odegaard's required. That shags Martinelli. And then you go with Lacazette. So again, not everybody's going to be able to fit in the team. And I agree to a degree. I don't really want to do this. Like I really don't want to do this. So I wouldn't say this is one of the games I don't want to go with a back three. Naturally, obviously, I'd probably have White there, Gabriel there, and then kind of protect holding. You play in the middle. And then I just have to hope that Gabriel, in an ideal world, Gabriel and White get onto the ball. Ainsley wants to go forward. Saka wants to go forward. Xhaka providing that safety. Partey dropping in. Probably going to see Odegaard have to drop deep again. And then you're going to need Laka to do all of that as well. Is a game for the bench. I don't really want to go to a back three. There's every logic to do it. Like, logically, it probably makes more sense to do that. But I think we should just keep things as it should be. I think we've got 10 men as well. So there's one more. That's what three at the back is always confusing. Let's actually make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, Martinelli could play, but then again, how do you get him in? Do you go with an extra? Apologies, people. Do you go with an extra midfielder? How do you get them all in? Because you could go with Odegaard there, and then you slap Laka up here, Martinelli with Laka, and then you've got that. Because for me, I do want Martinelli and Lacazette to play together. You more see it in a 4, where if I put a City defence here quickly, because there's games like Everton where, as much as I'm fond of what we do, it can harm us. Lacazette and Martinelli kind of press together. But against Everton, this harmed us because you saw Lacazette dropping. Because our midfield weren't on the ball and was doing nonsense. You saw Laka, Odegaard, who typically goes out to the right, and we might need that dropping deep. Laka dropping too deep, and he ain't got the legs to go. Naturally, City, who aren't the slowest and are good on the ball, are going to back themselves. And then it's just Martinelli hanging off the last shoulder, where, again, if you do that, City are going to recognise that. They're probably going to have Rodri there if he is fit. So, yeah, I don't really advocate going with a back three. Then again, you could get Smith Rowe in there. I'd probably go with a 4, Yeah, man, it's probably I don't want to say best because there's no rights and wrongs. But again, we're a weird team. We're a very elementary team. We've been playing weeks with 4 at the back. And you've seen on the best today, there's times we will play a 3, switch to a 4, we're still behaving like a 3 and vice versa. So I don't really know for our feasibility of that. So for me, probably I'm going with what I was going with initially, people, where if you didn't know, where are you, Bakayo? Yeah. Get back into the 10, my guy. You two are up there. Definitely not. Hey, how can I forget Tierney? I'm bugging out. So Tierney had to be involved in something. Tierney could play in the back 3 as well. So again, this is why I don't really want to do that. Probably, in fact, Holding probably wouldn't play then. But yeah, Ainsley, you're not playing. Then again, who else? A part of me thinks, you know what? Do you give it to Ainsley? Show Jose what you're missing, what he could get him to confirm the signing. Is his head turned? Is he professional enough? If he does play, then the centre backs can remain. If he doesn't, then realistically, Ben White has to do a job at right back, and then Gabriel and Holding. Sorry for hitting the mic, people. Gabriel and Holding have played significantly with each other, but yeah, man. Fuck it, man. It is what it is. Just do this thing, man. I can't lie to you. I'm looking at every player to stand up to be counted, but truthfully, in my heart, the front 4. Front 4 and Ramsdale, Tierney, Gabriel, you're my guys. But collectively, midfield again, you two in particular. I know the guard, don't get twisted. And another thing, we can't match them in midfield. So when you've got Saka being quite narrow, when you've got Martinelli being a workhorse and Laka dropping, we're going to lose a threat, and that's probably going to make their back line step up. But we need to look at that. The midfield is crucial, and again, it's off the ball runners, and we haven't done the best at that. Probably just stick to what we're doing, man. I think we should just stick to what we're doing. But again, part of being a Premier League coach and a Premier League team, we need to know and how we can chop and change and all of these things and when to do it. Is against the league champions and the best team in the league the best time? I don't know. But like I said, there's every reason to change. There's every reason not to change. It's one where you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of thing. But yeah, we'll have to see tomorrow. Obviously, on that topic as well, people, make sure you're actually here tomorrow. Check out the pin message. When this is finished, it will take you to a live stream, the live stream of tomorrow. Make sure you've set your reminders and all of that. But Yeah, and obviously 3 p.m. Make sure you're following on Twitch as well, because it's FM business. Thought let's get one out before the new year. And then obviously we've got the watch along tomorrow. When this is my 1:30, that Mo video goes live. Fair play. 230 likes, people. Big up yourselves. We're moving brazy. 64 likes on my live watch along already. You lot are moving mad, man. Make sure you've hit them likes and that. Let's scroll the way up, man, because I've been missing out some comments. You seen the weirdo that wrote an essay comparing Gabriel to Mustafi? No, I can't say I want to see that, man. I don't want to see that at all, bro. DG, you know Holding won't give a performance. Don't kid yourself. Raheem Sterling header settings. He's better than Cannavaro. Rob Holding. You know. He's got this, man. Like he didn't pack in City. Like he hasn't been involved in packing in City and packing in Diego Costa. Holding, you got this. The Bolton Beckenbauer, he's got this, man. You know, I believe in everyone. I mean, Ainsley could hold it down for one game, but I don't know, man. Appreciate the Canadians locked in. Make sure you're getting the bread. Why can't you play Tavares on the right and Tini on the left? Tini can play on the left. Tavares, you need to lock down playing on the left prior, man. Yeah, you allow me. I clocked that. We've got 10, man. We got there in the end. Feel like Smith Rowe brings more energy to the press than Odegaard. I think it's about even, but I see it. But it is a game we need the subs, and Smith Rowe's kind of had that. I do need Odegaard to stand up to be counted in this game, though. I mean, you only need to use recovery pace if your positioning is poor, either your team or whatever. You know, pace isn't going to be the reason for me putting you in. And I just think these fine margins, I like Tavares. I just don't fully trust him yet. 4-5-1, keep it tight, catch them on the counter. If we play a back 3-T and he plays centre back, Tavares left wing, that's true. That's true. You could do that. Tavares gives you it, but there needs to be a method to the madness. Trust, learn how to defend. Happy New Year's, DG from Melbourne, Australia. Big up the Australians, because yeah, you lot are probably well into the new year. People say Saka has no standout attributes. What do you think his strengths are? I mean, where have them lot been? He clearly does. But again, if that's what they believe, I'm not gonna try and convince them. We know he's a good player. I think his link-up play, I think his speed of decisions, I think him in tight spaces, he might not be the best. I know I can't even say the word, but is it aesthetically pleasing? Obviously, he's not the most flashy of playing style, but he's a great decision. He makes good decisions as well. I think he has that, and he's turning into a real 1v1 demon. And you know, us Arsenal fans, we can be accused of a lot of things. We don't use that one easily. Happy New Year to you as well, Tyler. Happy New Year in advance to everyone over here in the UK. We getting litty tonight, man. Woo, 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 woo. I was about to. Let me have a shot for you, look. What's the time? It's 1 p.m. Happy New Year, folks. That one's for you, lot. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Arteta looks vexed with this COVID thing. Probably is, bro. Probably is. You know, if there probably was times he couldn't get away quicker from the Emirates when it was brazy for us. Now, bro, you don't want to leave the Emirates because we're doing all right. Unfortunately, the mad things happen. And obviously, big up Arteta. Hopefully he's on the mend. It's nice to hear that he's only got mild symptoms and, you know, he's clearly well enough to do the press conference. Don't know, man. Get the Uncle Ray out. No. Too early for that. Need a bit more food in the stomach for that. The Henny's a pussy old thing. I can hold it, but Ray and Neff. Soon. That's brazy. That's the next bottle as well. That's brazy, man. It's making me feel sick just looking at it. There. I trust Talawa TV to see that, man. Big up yourself. Ray and his nephew's there, man. They're gonna bully me later still. They're gonna bully me later, man. Nah, it's not. It's water still. It's water still. Ooh, I wouldn't say defending. Unpopular opinion. I think Saka's improvements is maintaining his high standards when he gets tired, because I think his standards drop a lot out of all them young players. Goals and assists. Start shooting with some conviction what he's been doing. Defensively, I think Saka's quite poor. He'll mash work, but especially when he gets tired. I think there's a lot. You go and look at the what game was it? You go and look at when we conceded against Chelsea, him, Tierney, Marie. You look at Spurs, him, Tomiyasu, and Sly Ben White, if I remember. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying. Ainsley Maitland-Niles won't start. Probably too distracted. Would back White at right back. Probably going to see the same thing. Pepe's better defensively than him. That's the only thing you could say, man. That's the only thing he's got over him. Happy New Year to you as well, 2-3, man. Pick up yourselves. Once again, Happy New Year to every one of you lot listening, man. Do you know what? Let's go for it. I'm chatting shit. I can't lie. I wasn't chatting shit. I was gonna have a shot of Ray for you lot, people. I bottled it. I was moving like Target against Lukaku. I was so on it. I took a look. I bottled it. In that split 10 seconds, I said, nah, you know what? We play my position. Later thing. That wasn't Tini's fault. I'll down that hill. You can down that hill. I didn't blame anyone in particular. It was a culmination of errors. Tini's overcompensating because Marie doesn't rate Marie. Marie's doing bullshit. Tini's doing bullshit. Between Tini and Saka, no one's communicating. There's an error leading to things. Imagine who's Alexis? Imagine Alexis with Tommy or Tini behind him. It'd be crazy. It's crazy. It's mad. 22, you know, time flies, man. For real. Appreciate every day. But this has been the quickest year of recent memory, man. Come on, DG, take a shot with me. We like to drink with DG because DG is our mate. And they get it done in A. That's what the football man used to say, the geezers. Fuck it, man. I like one. Cover my face in case it gets crazy. All right. Let's go. Fuck it. Hold that. All right, that's it, man. That's it. I did it. Oh! All right. I'm there. I'm ready. What? Puff out my chest. What? Hey, you can see it move through the hoodie. What? Hey, let me stop. But yeah, man, I did it for you lot. Big up you lots, man. I hate shots. So I'm not on the shots thing, man. I'm a chaser sort of man. You see, I don't really like the taste of alcohol. The minute I can't taste alcohol, it's crazy. Hit the bottle at midnight and do a live stream. You'll never find them, but there's been a couple of live streams I've done absolutely licked. And I won't reveal myself, but there was a certain game that I was hanging from the night before, and I went and done a madness the next couple hours after because there was 2 motions, and I came back and I remember just watching the game. I'm like, could these not clock? Bro, I need to go to my bed. I'm dying. Like, I'm fighting the devil in my head. Like, I'm all talking to God. Like, listen, I'll never drink again if you allow me this one time. Moving crazy. I mean, it's clear. I can do it. I was going to incriminate myself. I mean, you can do it with the, the wacky, and it's easy, and it's but the rest, crazy. You're a guy and a half for that, my G. I appreciate it. I did it for you. I didn't want to let you lot down. No more, though. But you lot pressured, man. You can see, I can't lie. My friends pressure me all the time. I'm one of them. Peer pressure is a bad thing. All it takes is 2-3 man start applying pressure. I'm like, you know what? Might as well. You live once. Why not, man? I'm definitely not awake. I'm dead, bro. Like, you know what? We're gonna play Football Manager with some more. Big up yourself, Kel, as well. But on a serious 18+ stream, drink responsibly. I've probably been drinking from a very young age. But when we start doing this, start moving mad at like 15, blood. Crazy one. What other Arsenal news is there though? Let's do a quick little search up of these things. I've been trying to wait for Mikel Arteta's comments. We'll cover them in the live stream tomorrow if they don't resurface. Arsenal they're lazy with saying what he's saying and bringing up the little paragraphs and them things. Mikel Arteta, for what it's worth though, has confirmed that Arsenal haven't got any new COVID cases with players. Be interesting to see what Arteta says about Aubameyang. I say interesting. What can he say? The man's gone off to do his thing. Oh, what's this? I mean, you lot can believe this if you want, innit, people? You know, again, it's one of them. I'm one of them Arsenal fans. I'll be real with you. Until someone signed and holding the shirt, I don't believe none of it. And I didn't believe he was getting Aubameyang, but Zachariah has been linked with us for time. Some might say the last Swiss midfielder we bought from Gladbach, polarized opinions, but we know Zachariah is leaving for free. Again, Google Translate. If it don't make sense, you know, I can barely speak English and write English, but I promise you, I'm not any more dyslexic than I am. Where then is Zachariah going after the farewell officially announced by Borussia Mönchengladbach? FT weighs the numerous options available to the defensive midfielder. Germany, in this country, they're only, I'm not going to read that. He's probably not going to go to Dortmund or FC Bayern. England, in view of his outstanding physical constitution, I mean, so what they're preparing him early in it for them, you know, no matter, you know, that Ndombele, that Pogba, even Saka gets it. Saka's strong. That whole, let's forget their technical ability. Them and they are just physical monsters. Zachariah would oh shit, have I bought my rave tickets? Sorry, people. Zachariah would undoubtedly suit the physical play of the Premier League. Man City and United, as well as Arsenal FC, attract visitors from the island nation, according to FT information. The 25-year-old's advisors are in contact with the Gunners. Arsenal are looking for a free transfer for next season. While Zachariah at Man City might initially have to be patient behind players, and I mean, Pep's got any pull, because for me, yeah, if City, there's bare competition, I'm probably not going to play. The way Pep can improve you, can improve your, you know, improving you technically is one thing, but the way he can change your view of things is brazy, you know, and that's one thing, you know, I think Pep, not even I think, you know, you lot think as well, Pep's got that thing about him is it won't surprise me, and it hasn't surprised me what companies doing the management thing, you know, there'll probably be a couple of others, because anytime you watch Man City, hope not the case at the weekend, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, Gundogan, Rodri has said here, they look like they're all little managers and diplomats in their own sort of way. So it is what it is. So we've, you know, he's been linked with the two Manny clubs, us, and I'm sure he's been previously linked with Liverpool. There is, and City. There's no basis. There's no information. There's no, it's just speculative. So there's nothing really there, really. How? Well, you lot are mad. How you Pogba and Zachariah are two different players. But anyways, he's been linked with a move to Spain. I mean, anyone wouldn't turn down Barca. He has been linked with Juventus, Inter Milan, and Roma. The opportunity to play for Jose, the opportunity to play for big clubs like Inter Milan and Juventus might not be able to be turned down. But Juventus probably need to sell before they can buy. So their thing is a myth. Their thing is a myth. So that's that. Man said, down it. Oh, you're giving me PTSD, man. You're giving me PTSD. Big up you lot, man. You lot better be taking shots as well, you know. Unless you're, the only way I allow you is if you're axe. The staff full no alcohol for them thing there. Even though my Marley brother's always with it. But yeah. Appreciate the Kenyans. FM shot challenge. Every goal you can see, take a shot. Not this season, do it. You know what? Fuck it, man. One shot DG from Spain. One more, man, because I don't want this to get mad, but one more, man. You know what? Fuck it. I'm laying my head down, man. What's the time? I work hard every damn year, man. I'm fucking doing my own thing. Shout out to, you know, who got this for me for Christmas. Secret Santa and that. Get the bigger bottle next time, you know. Spend a little longer on the guy. What's all this about? But you get me? I just realized you can't even see shit. It's some beaky thing, but. Firm that. Hold that. I can't lie. I always say that to myself when I drink, but like literally, just firm that, hold that. Who is your ideal striker? Oof. If money weren't an object, he probably isn't going to score 20 league goals straight away. But Karim Adeyemi, like, I can't lie. You see Karim Adeyemi, yeah? I know you don't know me, but you see when you make, you've already made it. You've played for Germany. You owe me something. You owe me something. Cause I'm your biggest fan. You know, his mum and dad are the only ones that probably support him more. How many times have I said my man's name? I've said his name more times than his gal has probably said his name. You owe me peas, Adeyemi. I would love Karim Adeyemi. On a serious note, I mean, I like Vlahovic. Again, there's that thing at the back of your head. Is like, oh, is it, you know, is he 30? Like, is he really one of these guys, or is it one of these hot shot things? But I like what I've seen, and I'm not watching him religiously, but from what I've seen, I think he might be the truth. So I would say that. I like Darwin Núñez, South American bias, and all of that sort of stuff. Admittedly, I'm not really on the Calvert-Lewin and the Watkins thing. I don't think they're bad. I will take them. It ties into what we're doing, but I'm not going to sit up and be like, yo, yes, we're 30. Saying that, No one said that about Ben White. No one said that about Ramsdale. Probably Tomiyasu the same. And Arsenal haven't accomplished anything. But yeah, man, I think it's very much a Premier League thing. We love new things, shiny new toys all the time, big money. It's not always, the glamorous things aren't sexy. Everybody talks about Arteta needs to work and improve with players, but that's not sexy. And I know it's not sexy because look at Odegaard. Odegaard didn't have the best of 6 months. Man was saying, oh, no, don't sign him. Madison 70 mil, this and that. He worked with Odegaard. He wanted Odegaard. He worked with him. And now you're seeing a bit of a tune being sung by him. Pep is the one manager you'd want to play for, even if it means you get next to no. Bro, to say you played for Pep, that's something to tell your grandkids. He would improve you. I don't know. I don't know if Pep's on the human element thing. But yeah, man, it seems like he's just a man for football. But saying that, the way Messi was speaking about how he let him play for Argentina and that, it might be. Man said Kevin De Bruyne is so good, he don't train with the team anymore. He just watches films and does gym work. Your streams have helped me reach a better mental state throughout this year. Went from doing nothing to juggling between 2 jobs, family life, and back with brethren. You're very good at encouraging. Okay, man, I can't take any credit. You did that yourself because you're stronger than you knew, and then you're stronger than you knew you were. So shout out to you. And as someone that's been unemployed for time, like as someone that's really been at the bottom of society, trust me, I know how it feels. I know how it feels. I definitely know how it feels to be at the bottom of society, to feel like you ain't got no future, to kind of hate waking up, and I'm proud of you, man, because it's very hard. It's very hard. And anyone else, it's very hard, man. Be proud of yourself. But, one thing that taught me is, what's the worst that can happen? I always say it to me. What's the worst that can happen? No money, no prospects, rock bottom again. I laughed at myself because I've been there before. I don't want to go there again, but I've been there before. Like, you've seen my videos, bro. I used to sit in Tottenham Marshes. Life was shit. Like, I used to look at the sky. It's bare dark. There's hella gangbangers. There's hella nitties. There's bare things could happen to me. But I didn't give a fuck. Like, I wanted the things to happen to me because I felt like there's nothing else in it. It felt like, I don't know, man. Depression kind of fucks you up. It felt like I did something and like this was my karma. It felt like this is just the aspects of life. Like, I can have as much goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations as I want. Life, whether that's because of the class I've been born in, the color of my skin, where I'm from, the stitch up thing, whatever. It just felt like, you know what? It doesn't matter what you have. You're just there in it. So I know how it feels, man. So big up yourself. And that's why you lot might get bored of it. But all I wanted to do was hear that I wasn't a fucking alien at them times there. So that's why I keep saying it, if I'm honest with you. Like, and that's why I love Arsenal, actually, because, but I'm skipping a bit ahead. That's when we really didn't have money to go to the Emirates. But at a point before the money ran out at that time, going back now, before it ran out, but I used to go to the Emirates. Like, don't get it twisted. I was the Alexis Sanchez debut season. I was going there to watch Arsenal, but I was going there because for me, football, like a lot of people, football's an escape, innit? And I would go to the ground an hour before kickoff. I don't know when the ground technically closes, but I can vividly remember stewards like, all right, mate, come, and like, I'm trying to go home and that, can you go? But I didn't want to go because I felt like it didn't make sense. But I don't know this lady from nowhere, this man from nowhere, but it felt like I belonged to something. I was part of some family or something, and it just felt like guys' problems weren't there. So shout out to you, man. One shot from Jamaica. Oh, allow the alcohol thing now, man. That it's whatever in it, but I can't turn down the country, man. It feels like national pride, man. I'm chilling off after this. We definitely need to build a thing after this. But anyways, I mean, if someone's Bayesian, I can, I respect other countries, but unless it's Jamaica or Barbados, I ain't drinking no more of that shit. It's New Year's Eve, brother. It's not the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not that yet. Henny's baby Henny's baby thing, man. Firm that hold that you got it, man. What you doing for New York for New Year's Eve? Nothing, man. I'm staying in yard still. I'm staying at home. Staying at home, man. Staying at home. But he's doing bits for me as well. Arsenal should be sniffing around Osimhen. They should, but will they? I don't know. You come forward, G. Be proud of yourself. That 50k party gonna be so fucking brazy. I love you, man, for real. Come on, my guy. That's one big L, man. Like, I've had a good year. Like I said, I've had a good year. I've not had a great year because I feel in terms of improvements, need to get in the industry more, man. Like, you know what it is? The game's the game, innit? Man's got to play it. Like, I ain't sucking no one's ass, pardon my language, but yeah, man, I can't lie. If I'm honest with you, like I feel I've put in my work now. I feel I'm humble enough. I think it's time to talk my shit. I feel I feel we're building. There's no reason I shouldn't be in the mainstream, whether it's a commentator, whether it's a scout. Man should be there, innit? Like I should be there. Like let's be real. Like I should be there. Like I don't think I deserve it more than anyone. I just feel I apply myself every day. I know what I'm talking about. I've got the willingness to learn. So I'd say 2022 on that. Working smart, not hard. I should be saying, I'm doing a DG thoughts after this because it makes sense in it, but is what it is. It's never too early, man. Man's West Indian, bro. Never too early, bro. Especially festive period. Of course, I'm good, bro. You have not seen me on a glide. This is nothing, nothing. I just wish I had some chewing gum because alcohol tastes like absolute bullshit, man. Like absolute dog shit. I appreciate that, man. Scout a DJ, I would. But do you know the wickedest thing, yeah? I don't want to talk too tough, but half of the scouts I've talked to, like I was going to say his name, but he's a geezer, really. He was like, mate, deluded. If I had my time again, mate, I wouldn't be doing the scouting thing. I'd be an agent, I'll tell you. He always tells me, he's like, yo, you're young, you're good. If I was you, if I could go back all the years, I would be an agent, mate. Bet you're balling hard tonight. I don't know, blood. I don't know. Is that video with Mo premiering? It should be. It should. It's not live. It's not live. It's not live. It's not live. If you weren't on Twitch, it's not there. It's not live. That's one thing that kills me, innit? Like, I'll tell a man, not you, but I'll tell people it's not live. And people will still be asking me questions. Like, I'm watching the video of you. I'm like, allow me, man. It will come, DG. I'm sure people will get to know. I mean, this year, do you know what it is? What I've clocked? You've got to be patient because this year, things have started to open. Like, not to be big-headed, like I might not be a no one, like I might not have bare subscribers, bare followers, bare things, but I can't lie, the people I've I can't even talk too tough. Like one day in the book, because if I say something, you're gonna know in it. But just know, man's had a conversation with 30 people in it, and certain people have been signed at certain places or for certain things just because of a video I've made. Obviously other things, but because of a video. Just know in it. So. Or it's been taken in consideration. So I know man knows something about this ball thing. It's just a stitch up. Nah, fuck that, man. I ain't got bare time, bro. I ain't got bare time. I have bare time, but I don't, fam. I need to do this thing. God's got wonderful plans for you, Talawa, bro. You're the shout out to. It's gonna hot up your name, man. Shout out to C, because she's one of the realest in this as well. There's not, you already know how this thing set. There's a lot of pussy holes as well. If I'm honest with you, there's a lot of pussy holes in this space, man. It's crazy, man. In the book. Scout DG. But even you see the thing about scouting, like it sounds bad, but I want to cheat the system, like in the sense of I know bare scouts in it. And it's like some of the waviest scouts. Like I know a scout that identified Hudson Odoi, blood, and it's like man are not well paid. Like the best, scouts get twanged. Like even a brother, I know a next guy as well. I know a couple. Scouts are not the well paid ones, especially when when you twang your way into them full-time positions and things like that, then yeah, it's cool. But when you're this normal scouts, it's a stitch up. And even I'm not gonna reveal the club, but they're in the Premier League now. Even my little scouting for them, I saw it's a stitch up because one thing I saw, like I could go scout, like I could go down the road and find the next Jadon Sancho people. But if the chief, obviously, like say you're the chief scout, right? I've gone to my local park. I found the next Jadon Sancho. I've told you. I've given you a report. I've told you what he's good at and what he's bad at and things like that. If you don't rate me or you don't take man seriously, you're not going to follow up on that. So obviously, he's either going to go somewhere else or nothing's going to happen. And I see that a lot with scouts, and that's fucking frustrating. That's bro, that's a mazza. That's a mazza. Beer politics, man. Like life. Bro, man ain't got better. Shout out to you, Paul. You made my year, man. You made my year through beating cancer. Big up yourself, Paul. That's a real fighter, blood. Chris, come on. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is still keen on the holding midfielder. Douglas Luiz is on his radar. Bring him. You're not going to get him in January, though, are you? Realistically. Appreciate that, man. No, shout out to all them young players, man. I see you lot are loving the Charlie Patton of it. Hey, that guy is what let me not. He's a cool brother. All of them cool brothers. Like that was one thing that shocked me because I was looking at these Arsenal players. I was thinking, you lot could be up your own arses, you know. You lot could be pricks, but all of them were humble in that. Is where it is, man. I don't know about Fabrizio Romano. I ain't gonna be plugged up like that. But man, just want to live my life, man. Like, just want to live my life, man. Just want to make it, man. Like, I'll be real as well. Like, listen, fuck awards. But do you know what? The biggest lesson I learned this year, stop looking at awards. How the fuck did I not get nominated for 30 under 30 for the Football Blacklist Awards? I'm sorry. Respect everyone that's on there. But it felt like an industry thing. Like, I'm sorry. No bad mind thing. I looked at what people are doing. Man can't tell me they've mashed more. Like 30 people under 30 in that time. They can't tell me. Like, man should be at least 29th. Like, they can't tell me I shouldn't be there, people. Like, it was hard to accept that. And then I thought, you know what, fuck these awards, man. Man got DG Nation and that. Chat with Charlie. I mean, they are my thing, but Charlie's cool, man. Do you know what I need to do? I need to play Amari Hutchinson on FIFA again, but that brother smacked me up last time. Smacked me up. It's rigged, man. But it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is, but that can't stop you. You know, you're gonna meet pricks in life. You're gonna meet dickheads. You're gonna be disheartened. You know, you can't. One thing I've learned, you can't let it dishearten you, man. You're gonna meet dickheads. Do you know how many? The thing that jars me the most in life? Yeah, I don't like people that. I don't know how to make it make sense, but I don't like people that open their mouth for no reason. Like, if I come and I promise you something, yeah, and then you get disheartened, that's the shit that pisses me off because no one told you to come and answer things. No one told you to come and say that. But words are just thrown around, man. You can't let these things dishearten you, man, because the reality is the life's gonna go on, man. Can't defeat it. That's why man rate Rance. Because he's unapologetically him, and Rance is a cool guy, you know. Like, trust me, Rance has done a lot of things they don't need to do. Like, you can say what you want about Rance, he's himself, innit? There's a couple real people in this space, man. Too many to mention, really. There's a couple of phony brothers as well. But my situation, I don't do this social thing. M15 tax, I'm in the in, so surely they should allow me. It's a lot of them don't have much followers, and this is why, I always think, I can't lie. Obviously, with the COVID thing, I'm not vaccinated, so I don't know how it's gonna work going abroad. But I always think, watch, man, do the America thing, because when you look at it, bare industries in the UK, you see Little Sims, right? You see fucking, bro, I've met you as well, and I was meant to do a live stream with you. What's your name again? Damson Idris, yeah. Fucking him. Bare people have had to leave the UK, go to America, and then they get their flowers, they get rated, and man are like, what? You was in that US thing, and you're English. Wow, England is bad vibes. I'll be real. I think England's bad vibes. I think it's too small. I think if you're in the clique, it's good. Don't get it twisted. I see clicky people. I'm friends with certain clicky people. Or friends is a subjective term. It's good if you're there. If you're not, it's dead. You're gonna do a vid with Troops. I would love to, man. Big up Troops, but the man, they are busy, man. They are busy. And don't forget, people, I'm live at 3 p.m. And again, I want to give you a lot of deluded thoughts as well before the end of the year, man. I really do. What time we heading out, though? What time we stepping out, though? No, my thing. I'm trying to step out today. Let me go and cop that Rouse Club ticket. Do my thing. No, my thing when I slap on the aftershave. Haircut still ain't expired. We're good for the next couple days still. We can still run that. Can still run that one. Let me see what the group chat is saying. I'm gonna pattern my ticket now. You man are ramping. Oh shit. Come on, boys. Do you know what? Yeah, I think if you lot saw me that in another incident, you lot would look at me differently, you know. My friends always getting on to me. They're always like, oh, you're not like that. Raw, the tickets have gone up. Raw. By a tenner. It's calm, but still, fucking hell, man, need to get with it now. Bloody hell, man. Bloody hell, bro. It's my fault for ramping still, but the might have said buy that ticket, bro. We're looking at about 40 quid. Small price to pay, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Let me see what you lot are saying. No, man, don't do that. When it comes to Turkish troops, Kurdish, the man, they're living their own lives, man. It will get done, man. Bottomless munch. Hey, people, hey, big up yourself, bottomless munch. I can't lie to you. When I come on your show, I'm not cooking though. You get it? Like I can cook, but man, not because I can't. You get it? Like everyone's got different palates. If someone says something about my cooking that my mum taught me how to make, man's on some arms house thing, innit? But you get it? I know you lot's thing. You got juice, you got food, man's there, man. Man's there. DJ, your thing is set. As soon as you get exposed to the right people, big things will happen. Do you know what it is? It's gonna sound bad, man. But I've seen that already, and I've taken advantage of things like that. Like there's certain things that go in the papers, and I can't speak. There's certain things related to certain clubs, and I'm like, that's not true, innit? Like the person you're saying, I've spoken to him. Like, it's not happening. Like, it's not true. Like, it's not true. I'm not gonna lie, I discovered DJ after that interview on AFTV. Bro, man ain't been there for time, fam. Shout out Robbie. What's your opinion on Ty? I mean, you know me, I'm not here to have opinions on other people and shit, but Ty's cool, man. Ty is cool. Like, honestly, Ty is cool. Like, Ty is mad passionate about the club. Like, yeah, man. I would say RIP Claude, man. Claude was one of the most passionate people I met about Arsenal Football Club. And do you know what it is with Claude? RIP. I could see, do you know what it is with him? Yeah, I could see how he could be done dirty on camera because like it's like certain times it's like a man's goaded into situations where he's gonna say certain things or say how he feels, and like it's not that he can't articulate himself. It's like man are just gonna caption that, and it's gonna be without context. And that Ty's cool, man. Ty's cool. But yeah, people, I can't lie. I'm going to buy my ticket. The group chat is getting on to me. It's been a fantastic live stream. We're touching 2 hours. There's no need to be here that long. I'm stinking up the place. Yeah, I did my shots for you lot. I'll do my shots at midnight for you lot. You lot need to allow me. If you want more shots, in fact, 3 p.m., make sure you're at Football Manager content when it comes to Twitch. On that note, though, again, Happy New Year, Merry New Year, Merry Christmas in delay. Happy New Year if you haven't got it already. Once again, thank you for the content, man. Before I get out of it, FM later, 3 p.m, bro. 3 p.m settings. That's on Twitch, though. What I don't like, DJ, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's a shame you deserve to be with the best. I mean, we'll get there one day, man. You can't deny people forever, man. It's like, I just try and be like, if you put it in football senses, that under 23 player, like let's say Balogun, man, just going to stay training. The chance will happen. Forgive me, but Lacazette might get an injury. Aubameyang, a thing might happen, and I'm ready in it. Like I'm ready for my chances. Like it's one of them ones, really. A man said every goal you can see, that's a shot. Make sure you're ready for that, bro. That is going to be a 90-minute stream. No way we're doing 3 hours again. But yeah, man, with a leaky defense as well. Eddie, man, I'm not rating your thing because you used to support the thing. Now you're drawing man out on FM low key bits and pieces, man. It's a good analogy, but it's that, man. You stay ready. Can't remember where I heard that, but I mean, if you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. And I see that a lot, man. Man, just ready. Like one thing I would say for me and for anyone, I would say try and look for. I'd say next year we have to look for opportunities because I'd say one naive thing about me, I thought it was a Hollywood thing, like, and I still do to a degree. People, I sit here and I go, oh, you know what? It's gonna sound bad. It's gonna sound silly, but there's a Joe Black. Shout out Joe Black, the rapper. Yeah, there's a bar. He says, if the radio play my shit, the radio will listen. Yeah, and by that logic, I'm like, you know what? I had in my head, and I still have in my head. Oh man, man, just keep doing YouTube and Twitch. There'll be one video. This person will see and boom, and that slide happened. But at the same time, that's not how it happens. It's how you finesse this thing. It's who you know. And man, you know what? Man can't keep crying about I don't know people. Let's go and get to know these people, innit? Let's start getting to know these brothers, innit? So 2022 people and everything we're doing wavy stuff. This time a year from now, we're doing a madness. We're doing a madness in all our aspects, in all our industries. We're doing a madness. We're sitting here with 50K. We're sitting here with 10K on Twitch. You lot are sitting here doing whatever you need to do in your life, and we'll have a victory juice, innit? So you lot, yeah, obviously, whether you've had a good year or not, again, if you can, shout out my Muslim followers as well. Astaghfirullah, don't drink. But if you can drink, have a shot for me, have a shot for yourself, and we go again next year. What I would say is don't assume that January the 1st is going to come, myself included, and you know, it's a mazza. You need to work till now, innit? So yeah, we keep going, we keep striving, we keep doing our thing, people. But on that note, I'll see you all at Twitch. Before I get out of here though, you know, again, Mo, well, we're 4 minutes into that Mo live stream, so I need to get out of here, people. Make sure you've hit the like button and set your reminders for my watch along tomorrow. I cannot lie. How the hell we're going to do a watch along at 11:30 a.m. I don't know, but I'll make it work. I don't know where I'm even going to be. Brother, I'm even going to be in London, but we're going to make it happen, innit? So on that note, stay blessed, stay safe. You know, fuck you lot for making me take them shots. But on that note,
you always use that active red light, defending. I think it's like